Pay attention because inflation can be used by given politicians to win elections. Can you believe that? After they observed that the inflationary trend had scared electors more than anything else, they started to use inflation as a powerful tool to influence electors. Due to the situation gravity, I decided to present effective methods that can be used to determine the market to reduce prices. Why? Because what the Fed have been doing to fight inflation is not the best way to fix the problem. After you shall watch this video, you can understand why. Until then, I have a good news, both for Republicans and Democrats electors, because if inflation tend to affect the costs of rent, house, energy, food, utilities, it is easy to stop the inflationary trend and fix the problem. Since inflation can be caused by several other factors, in given situations, the responsibility to fix the issue is in the attribution of the representatives and senators. Why? Any finance and good governance professional knows that one of the most destructive cause of inflation occurs because of cryptocurrency. Due to the complexity of the matter, I will explain in a separate video why investments in cryptocurrency tend to generate a destructive inflationary phenomenon. In addition, I shall present tough rules and bills that can be passed to discourage such a speculative investment. For the other causes of inflation, I will present a good governance formula that Harvard experts use to recommend to combat them. Like that anyone can see with his own eyes, what are the policies designed to reduce inflation that are more effective. The good news is that the application of the respective formula can permit both policymakers and governments to diminish inflation while creating jobs and improving people's well-being. Unfortunately, the measures that the Fed has been using to reduce inflation doesn't fix the problem like that. By the contrary, the way the Fed used to operate tend to create an opposite effect. In order to demonstrate that, I shall invite you to write the following equation. Revenues minus costs equals savings. Did you see why? What that the Fed have been using to combat inflation have been producing an opposite effect? Yes, because a big part of the policies that the Fed had been applying tend to increase some of the costs, and that shall determine folks to be in a desperate need to borrow money. Because of that, both policymakers and governments have a better solution to combat inflation than the Fed. How they can proceed to achieve the respective objectives. Instead, to take measures that can increase costs and affect the employees' well-being, is much better to encourage the implementation of projects that, in the same time, are capable to reduce expenditures and increase revenues. Did you realize, now, what are the most effective policies that can be used to decrease inflation? Yes, policymakers can reduce taxes for companies that shall open a new business in sectors the most affected by inflation. Like that, more jobs can be created and the labor market shall be determined to pay better wages. What are the preventive measures that can be taken to keep inflation under control? Since better wages can generate inflation, policymakers shall concept other strategies designed to encourage companies to create given target services according to the well-being of precisely social classes. Like that, the cash generated, due to better wages, shall be spent in a new product or service and not in the existing ones. As a positive result, instead better wages trigger inflation, they will create an extraordinary appetite for consumption and that shall generate a healthy economic growth. Did you realize why both policymakers and governments are more capable to combat inflation than the Fed? Thanks for watching.